it transmits from people to people.
Okay, so you hear this, an animal in China got sick, and some people were ate, and then they got infected. They got sick, and then they were around others, and that's how it spread. They got infected as well.
And when they went to the other country, it made the people in other countries infected.
That's right. Other people got infected, or are getting infected as well. So it's really a serious thing. Now, so because of this epidemic, because of the sickness, it has caused an what?
Outbreak.
An outbreak.
Outbreak.
Right. And an outbreak, let's see, what did I write for that? An outbreak is a spreading of something that is unwanted. Okay? An outbreak.
It's the same as epidemic.
It's the same, yeah. So the epidemic has caused an outbreak. And an outbreak is something that is unwanted. Not good. We don't want an outbreak. So it would go like this. The authorities may have said, we realize now that the coronavirus is an epidemic, and because of that, this epidemic has caused a serious outbreak, a serious unwanted event is what outbreak is, word outbreak. And just so that you know, every day I'm going to give you some new words to learn, if that's okay with you. And that way you'll be able to learn new words all the time, and you'll expand your vocabulary. Okay? So these are the words today, and I thought that they were good words because of the coronavirus being in the news. I mean, every time I put on the TV, what do you hear about? The virus, right? So they have this epidemic, the disease has caused an outbreak, and now what are they going to try to do? They want to contain it. They want to contain it. They want to make sure it's contained. Okay? And contain means control it. Okay? They want to restrain it. They want to keep it from spreading. That's what contain means, okay? So these are the words, and then occurrence. An occurrence is an event. So this virus is a bad event. It's a bad occurrence. It's a bad thing. Okay? So those are the words for today. So let me ask you, if you thought you had the virus, what would you do? What would you do? Irene, if you thought you had the virus, what do you do here? If you thought that you were infected by corona, what would you do?
See the doctor.
I guess I would.
Why see the doctor? Why?
Fly to the doctor. Yeah, and where do you go to see the doctor? Where is the doctor?
The hospital.
Oh, the hospital. Is there hospitals, a lot of hospitals in Thailand? Yeah? Any?
Hospital.
Yeah?
Government and private hospital.
Oh, okay.
You can go.
You can go. Do you have to pay?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Every time you go? Do you have insurance here?
Insurance. What?
No.
You can take it.
You can take it. Do you know what insurance is? Insurance? So we're gonna, so I'm gonna erase this, but this has to do with words about the virus, words about sickness, right? Words that you're going to see when something like the corona is in the news. All right. So, well, we were talking yesterday about, remember I wrote who, what, where, when, and how. And we use these things because, again, these are the words that help us have discussion. So instead of me asking you a question that would be, you could answer by saying yes or no, these questions make you not able to do that. So I'll give you do you understand that?
Yeah.
So a question would be, to make you talk a little bit, is I would say, where do you go to get medical treatment? Like I was just asking N.E.S.C, right?
I don't understand what you say.
Where do you go to get medical help?
ตอบ yes or no ตอบใช่ไหม
Medical help.
Medicine, medical help.
ใช่
Where do you go to see a doctor? And R&E just said, well, you go to the hospital, right? So I'm just saying that when you use words like this, it starts a discussion instead of me asking a question that you could answer by saying yes or no. Okay? Right? So like I'll ask,
คำถามเขาไปถามแต่เราตอบ
Ami, say this for me. Game. Huh?
Yeah.
Gam or game?
Game.
Game. How did you get here today? How did you arrive here today?
I sit bus.
You took a bike?
You took a bus.
Oh,
Bus station.
oh, you took the bus.
Yeah.
See, how means he's got to answer a question instead of just saying yes or no. What bus did you take? Which one? What number? Number 1, 77.
15.
The number 15 bus? Okay, good. Does that bring you right here?
No.
5 number 5
15.
The 5?
Yeah.
5
Okay, so it's a different number bus. But it brings you here. How long does it take you? How long does it take you to get here? How much
ได้
time?
ดูประมาณกี่โมงตอนนี้
More.
ใช่ใช้เวลาเท่าไหร่
2 minutes.
Oh, that's not too far. Good. Okay, so you're pretty close. Okay. So that's what we want to. Now, you guys have books? Let's open our books. Let us start with let's open up to page 13. And on page 13, we're going to look at these, we're going to read some of these sentences. It's about making decisions. Something some of us have an easy time with and something some of us have a hard time with. But in these making decisions questions, look for these words. You'll see them in there. Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Read that first one.
I'm anxious to learn what you decided. I'm anxious to learn what your decision is.
Right. I'm anxious to learn what your decision is. Okay? Go ahead, Aruni.
I am sure you made the right choice.
I'm sure you made the right choice. Okay.
Made the right choice.
Miriam, you want to do the next one? Number 468.
So Rachel, what page?
Sure. Page 13.
I'm anxious
Okay.
to learn what your decision is.
Now, read the third one down. 468, please.
468, okay. I want to persuade you to change your mind.
I want to persuade you to change.
Persuade.
Yeah, persuade. Do we know what that means?
Persuade. Persuade. Is it okay? Is it okay?
You know, this is a very good, that's good. This is a very good sentence because you learn often in English that if you don't know the meaning of a word, if you read on a little bit, the sentence will help you understand. So, I want to persuade you to change your mind. I want to convince you to change your mind. Persuade means to, I want to encourage you. I'm going to try to make you change your mind. I want to persuade you to, okay? I want to persuade you. You know, if you have a friend that wants to buy a blue pair of shoes, and you think they should buy a red pair of shoes, they want the blue. You might try to persuade them that they should buy the red ones. Okay? They want the blue. You think they should have the red. You want to try to persuade them to buy the red. You want to get them to change their mind. Okay? Do we understand? You think?
I know it in Thai, but I can explain it in English.
Okay, well that's good. That's fine. So, like I said, you go to the store and you're there with Arani. You go shopping together. Let's say you go to the store. And Arani says, I really like that red purse. Okay? Irene wants to buy the red purse. Good morning. And Chamdi says, no, I think you should buy the blue one. No, I think you should buy the blue one. I think blue is a better color for you. What you've just done is you're trying to persuade R&D to buy the blue one instead of the red one. That's what persuade means, okay? Does that make it?
เกี่ยวกับชื่อการ์ตูน
Okay? Morning now.
เดี๋ยวยินโลก
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
All right?
Excuse me, I'm late. You fly late. Everyone, every day.
Okay, so do we understand that, what persuade means? Right? Now go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it. And, go ahead.
Yes. Will you accept my ex-wife?
Will you,
Accept my ex-wife?
will you accept my advice? So, Chandi is trying to convince Arani to buy the blue one, and Chandi said to her, I think the blue one is better for you, and then she said to her, will you accept my advice to buy the blue one? Will you accept my advice, my suggestion to buy the blue one? Go ahead, Dan.
What has your decision?
What? So,
What
Yeah.
has your decision?
right, so now,
เรื่องอะไรเนาะ
52
oh, page 13, I'm sorry. So Chandi said, will you accept my advice? And R&D hasn't answered her yet. She's thinking. And then she said, well, what did you decide? R&D, what did you decide? Do you want the red one or the blue one?
I decided let's go.
She wants the red one. That's very good. So she wanted the red one, which meant that Chandi was unable to persuade her. She would not accept her advice and decided to buy the red one anyhow. Okay? So it all kind of goes together. Go ahead, sir. Yep. Number 471.
I prefer to decide to go to Australia.
Good. I've definitely decided to go to Australia. Doesn't sound like he needs to be persuaded, does it? It sounds like whoever said that has their mind is made up. No persuasion or advice needed. Go ahead, Hal. Nope.
What's the
Number
Here,
4
page 13, and you're right here. Yes.
He didn't want to say anything to influence my decisions.
Yeah. I guess if, when he heard that he definitely decided to go to Australia, the other person said, you know, he didn't say anything to try to influence my decision. Do we know what the word influence means?
Yes. Force him to do something as I want.
Yeah, trying influence could be another way of saying persuade. He didn't want to say anything to influence my decision. He didn't want to say anything to change my decision. He didn't want to say anything to persuade me otherwise. Right? It's like, forget it. You're not going to change your mind. Okay, go ahead, Charlie.
She refuses to make up her mind.
What does that mean, you think?
She did not want.
Yeah, go ahead.
She did not want to make as someone persuade her.
Yeah, she didn't, she refuses to make up her mind. She's refusing to decide what purse to buy. She refuses to make up her mind. She just is not going to make a decision. That's what they're saying. Refuse, no. Go ahead.
I assume you decide against buying a new car.
Right. Now, I assume, do we know what that means, assume? Assume, I guess you've decided against buying a new car. I don't know, but I'm assuming that you've decided against buying a new car. Okay? Is that clear? Assume. I'm
Assume means guess.
Yeah, it could mean, I don't know for a fact, but because I haven't seen you driving a new car, I'm assuming that you didn't buy one, that you were against buying a new car. I didn't see you with the new red purse, so I'm assuming you didn't buy one. See? Okay? Good.
It took him a long time to make up his mind.
It took him a long time to make up his mind, so that's pretty simple. Okay?
That means
You, and then, 476, please.
You can go whenever you like.
You can go,
Whenever.
anything
you can go whenever you like. What does that mean?
anything anywhere
Anything, anywhere, you can go whenever you want to go. You know? What time should we, what time can I go home today? You can go whenever you like.
After class.
You can go, and I hope you don't go now. Yes.
After class. After
Huh?
class.
Yeah. That's right.
After that, you have a right to go.
Here we go. 477.
what's the
He was into rehabilitation.
Okay, that's good. Let's go over that. Read that. We are. Yeah. Go ahead.
We are looking to recommendation.
Recommendations. That's a big word. Do we know what recommendations means?
Suggest.
Right.
Suggest.
So recommendations are suggestions. If we were going out to a restaurant, I would say, because I can't read the menu, I can only look, when I go to the restaurant, I only look at the pictures. Like, I'll take that. Because I don't understand to read the menu. I would say to you, what would you recommend I order for dinner? And then what would you say?
I suggest pad thai.
Well, yeah, because you like it. That's your, I know. She like, I know, I said that's her favorite dish yesterday.
ชิลล์ผัดไทย
Yeah. But you might say to me, well, I don't know what to recommend because I don't know what you like. I don't know what you like to eat. What do you like to eat? And I'd say vegetables. And you'd say, well, okay. And then you make a recommendation. Okay? Very good. Okay, no. Am I saying your name right? No? Okay, no.
It's okay. It means bird.
It means bird, I remember.
I can fly in the
You can
sky.
fly, you can soar with the birds. Would you please read 478?
He knows it is inconvenient, but he wants to go anywhere.
That's another word. Do we know what that means? Inconvenient?
Yes.
Do we?
Not comfortable.
Yeah, not, when, so the word convenient means easy. You know, it's very easy. It was very convenient for me to get here. It's very convenient for me to get to this Y. Because I get on the 1319 and it brings me right here. But when I have to go to the Maryknoll house, because it's more complicated, it's inconvenient, right? It's inconvenient is hard. Convenient is easy. Okay? So by putting IN in front, it changes the meaning. So when we say, he knows it's inconvenient, but he wants to go anyhow, he knows it's going to be difficult, not easy, but he wants to do it anyhow. Okay? What's the matter, Rudy? Do you understand that? Okay? All right.
According to Mr. Stewart, it is a complicated problem.
Right. Complicated, do we know what that means?
It's not easy. It's
Complicated, difficult.
difficult.
Difficult. Yeah, there's no easy answer, it's complicated. Complicated. How do I get to, I asked Brother Tim the other day, how do I get to the Maryknoll house? And he said, it's complicated because you've got to make changes. You've got to take this bus, and then you've got to get off, and then you've got to take another bus. So it's complicated, it's difficult, okay?
Teacher,
Sure?
if you take a taxi or motorcycle, it's not complicated.
Right, so I said it was complicated, and No said it's not complicated. Go ahead, Arlene.
She insists that it doesn't make any difference to her.
Good.
Insists.
She insists.
She insists.
That's good the way you put that emphasis on that. I tried to convince a friend of mine to come here to Thailand to teach, but he insists that he couldn't go. He insisted that he can't do it. Let's take a break, it's 10 o'clock. Okay? All right? Emily, are you okay with everything? You getting it? Good. You're doing great.
but somewhere I cannot found in the dictionary.
That's all right, because the reason that what we're here to do is I'm introducing these words, and in time, you're going to understand them and you're going to expand. That's how we're going to grow in the language. In other words, if you were in New York and you lived where I live, and you said to me, Teacher Greg, I want to go to